Hello. I hope you are safe and doing good at this period of time. Today, under the Space Habitat event 2021, we are presenting on the topic exploring future perspective of laser in deep space communication link. And my teammate Neeraj and me are presenting this and today presentation. And first of all, we are telling about laser communication. What is laser communication? Laser communication system are wireless connection through the atmosphere. They work similarly to fiber optics links, except the being is transmitted through free space. The transmitters and receiver must requires line of straight condition. Laser communication system can be easily developed since they are expensive, small, lower power, and do not require any radio interference studies. The carrier used for the transmission signal is typically generated by a laser diode. Two parallel beams are needed, one for transmission and one for reception. Laser communication has been a hot topic lately as solution for how to satisfy every increasing bandwidth need are in high demand. Some have suggested that bandwidth could be distributed in neighborhood by putting laser communication system on top of home and pointing them toward a common receiver with a fast link to the internet. With application for the technology included temporary connectivity needs. And the next was why laser? Why we are using laser? Because the main advantage of using laser communication over radio wave is increased bandwidth, enables the transfer of more data in less time in outer space. The communication range of free space optical communication is currently for the order of several thousand kilometers, suitable for inter-satellite services. Optical communication is infrared have a higher frequency than radio, allowing more data to be encoded into each transmission. Optical communication system also reduce size, weight, and power requirement. And the next one, radio frequency versus laser. And the radio frequency is a cumulative measurement that show the rate of oscillation pertaining on electromagnetic radiation spectrum. These are also known as electromagnetic radio wave. The frequency range varies between 20 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz. These frequency serves as a rate at which on oscillating current transfer energy and radiate it to a conductor in the form of radio wave. And the laser frequency when systematically arrange photon particles from an electromagnetic wave, it is turned as a laser beam. The beam is emitted by a group of vibrating electrons at a considerable high frequency. And the major difference between the radio wave and the laser frequency um, is that the laser operate at much higher rate and the frequency of radio wave high level design is basically used in laser device how the laser is produced because the system can send arbitrary data at 27.7 kbps. The system insulated above in set up to send voice data. The microphone put is connect connected to the laser and the laser converter is utilized a fair amount of as to minimize popping but maximize qualities. Once the digital signal is obtained by the ADC and the MCU passes the signal to the UART, the UART set as transmit pin high or low according to the serial protocol. Some condition is applied to this signal as well in order to ensure consist current to the laser. On the receiver side, the laser is read by a phototransistor. The signal coming of the transistor input through a comparator to generate appreciate high and low signal. The uterus reads these signal and generate a bit according to the serial photo protocol. This byte is applied to a port sent through a digital to analog converter and applied to the speaker. And now the my teammate Neeraj will continue.
Hello, my voice is clear,
Ye-
Satyam?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Satyam. And now moving further. Now I'll talk about the deep space optical system. Satyam, please change the slide. Mhm. Now I will talk about the deep space optical system. A deep space optical system is basically a laser space communication system which is in development, and it is for improved communication performance 10 to 100 times over the current radio frequency technology that is currently being used for communication in deep space. The deep space optical system, it will be capable of high bandwidth downlinks from beyond the lunar surface into the deep space, and this technology will employ advanced lasers in the near infrared region of the electromagnetic spectrum. And the architecture of this deep space optical system is based on a transmitting a laser beacon from the Earth to assist a line of sight stabilization and pointing back of the downlink laser beam. And in addition, the efficient nodes are used for free communication. Now moving further. Satyam, okay, thank you. Now we'll talk about the components that are used in a deep space optical system. So there are three key technologies that are being included in this project. First one is the low mass spacecraft disturbance isolation and pointing assembly, and it is used for operating in presence. It is operating in presence of the spacecraft vibrational disturbance, and it is of a low mass and power. Enables a optical link acquisition and tracking with dim beacon received at the deep space ranges because there is frequency. The strength of the signal is very low. And second, it is a high frequency, high efficiency flight laser transmitter, and it is a low mass and a power solution enables optical acquisition. And third one is a pair of high efficiency photon counting detector arrays for flight optical receiver and the ground based receiver both. And these are the low mass, and also they enable the tracking with a dim beacon received at deep space ranges. And these all technologies are integrated into the deep space optical system and flight laser transmitter and ground based receiver to enable photon efficient communications with the capability to deaden the faint laser signals from background noise contributed by the solar energy scattered from the Earth atmosphere, and then retrieving our signal. Now moving further, this is in the picture you can see all the components like the ground laser receiver, ground laser transmitter. These are integrated and how this signal is transmitted. And moving further, now comes how this system works. So this system basically in this technology in the advanced we use advanced lasers in the near infrared region having a wavelength of 1.55 micrometer in the electromagnetic spectrum, and the architecture is based on transmitting a laser from the earth and to assist a line of sight stabilization and then pointing back towards the downlink with a laser beam. And the downlink bandwidth it depends on the ground telescope diameter, and the higher the diameter higher will be its sensitivity and more good it will sense the our data. The performance of the uplink is expected it is expected to be 292 kilobyte per second at a distance of zero point 0.4 astronomical unit. And now moving further. Thank you. Thank you. Now I will talk about the deep space network because once we have sent our signal to the deep space, there are some protocols that are to be followed so that our signal may reach its destination. So the optical we use it for delay disruption tolerant networking protocol, and it is a optical communication in deep space is based on line of sight and which may experience obstruction and conjunction. And line of sight communication in deep space attenuates because of free space loss and which increases with distance. And to cope up with the characteristics of deep space communication like long relays and discontinuous network connectivity, also free space log, the relay disruption tolerant network is used. And the DTN infrastructure contains nodes known as the DTN gateways, which provides the store and forward capabilities to handle the eventual link and unavailabilities. And to cope up with the long and variable latencies, DTN architecture insert in an overlay network protocol. It is known as the bundling network. It provides end-to-end transmission between the homogeneous links, and at each point of the network, BP employs the transport protocol adapted to the transmission conditions. And now moving further. Yeah, here you can see the pictorial representation of how a DTN works. Like in the normal traditional internet protocol that we currently used, a complete end-to-end path must be available for the data to be transferred. And if all the relay stations are not aligned, then the data transmission will not be possible. But for much of the time, the data is not also transferred, and also it arrives late at the Earth. And also the chances of data loss and delays are more in the traditional protocol that is used. But in this delayed disruption tolerant networking protocol, only the next hop needs to be available for the data to be transferred, and this greatly helps in decreasing latency and throughout increases its bandwidth. And in DTN, all data arrives at the Earth in about half of the time allowed. And as you can see, there are three data to transmit: a red one, green one, and a blue one. And if the data will move, and it will join the next hop that it is available, the yellow box, the data will transfer over there. And when it is moving forward, it will reach the next hop. Then the remaining data will be transferred to this, and this way, all the data will be transferred in half the time as compared to the traditional protocol that is currently being used. Now moving further. Now I'll talk about the applications of this uh, deep space optical system and the delayed distortion transfer protocol. And first one is the space link efficiency and utilization and robustness. As DTN enables more reliable and efficient data transmission, resulting in more usable bandwidth, and DTL also provides improved link reliability by having a multiple network paths and asset for the communication hooks. And DPS, it also gives insight into events during the communication outage that occurred as a result of relay or ground station handovers or poor atmospheric conditions, and significantly reduces the need to schedule ground stations to send and receive data, which can sometimes require 5 days of planning before a transmission takes place. Also, third is the interoperability and reuse. The standard DTN protocol suit enables the interoperability of ground stations and spacecraft operated by any space agency or private entity within in the space assets. And other applications are high bandwidth for faster communication, quality of service. And now moving further. Simply changes like, yeah, these are the references that we have taken to get our content for the help of our project. And at last, I will conclude that future human expeditions require a steady stream of high definition imaginary live video feeds and real-time data transmission across deep space to enable a timely guidance and update during our long distance journeys, space colonization missions, and in space communication network. Laser communication will be supplement from the traditional radio communication, providing an advancement of these explorer requirements. And therefore, the technology will pave our way towards our goal of becoming a multiplanetary species much smoother. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.